scientists may have made a terrifying mistake. Because according to new James Webb observations, the universe appears to have formed massive galaxies far earlier than physics says should be possible. And if these discoveries are real, then our entire timeline of cosmic history could be wrong. Not slightly wrong. Completely wrong. Which means humanity may fundamentally misunderstand how the universe began. And honestly, that possibility is terrifying. Intro build-up. For decades, scientists believed they understood the early universe. After the Big Bang, everything should have been simple. Hot gas. Tiny particles. Gradual formation. Stars would slowly appear. Then galaxies. Then larger structures over billions of years. That timeline became one of the foundations of modern cosmology. And for years, it worked. Then James Webb launched. And everything started breaking. Because almost immediately, Webb began finding galaxies that looked impossible. Too bright. Too massive. Too evolved. Almost as if the universe skipped entire stages of development. At first, scientists assumed the telescope data was wrong. Calibration issues. Distance miscalculations. Instrument error. But the discoveries kept coming. Again. And again. And again. Until astronomers were forced to confront a disturbing possibility. What if the universe evolved far faster than expected? The first shock. One of Webb's deepest observations revealed galaxies existing only a few 100 million years after the Big Bang. Cosmically speaking, that's almost immediate. These galaxies shouldn't have had enough time to form. Not according to current models. And yet there they were. Massive. Structured. Ancient-looking. Almost mature. Scientists described the discovery as unexpected, but online? People used a different word. Impossible. Because if galaxies formed this quickly, something about our understanding of cosmic evolution is incomplete. And once that realization spread online, everything escalated. The Internet Theory explosion videos discussing the discoveries suddenly exploded across YouTube. Millions of views appeared almost overnight. Comment sections became chaos. Some people blamed dark matter. Others claimed the Big Bang model itself may require rewriting. And then came the theories that terrified everyone. Simulation theory. Because when reality stops behaving the way scientists predict, people begin questioning reality itself. The deeper Webb looks, the stranger the universe becomes. Not more chaotic. More organized. More structured. Almost intentional. That's what disturbed people most. Because the early universe wasn't supposed to look refined. It was supposed to look messy. Primitive. Violent. Instead, Webb keeps finding complexity. Order. Patterns. And patterns make humans nervous. The dark matter problem. Then astronomers discovered something even stranger. Invisible structures may have shaped the early universe far more aggressively than expected. Which brings us to dark matter. One of the most terrifying mysteries in modern science. Dark matter cannot be seen directly. Nobody knows exactly what it is. But something invisible appears to dominate the gravitational structure of the universe. Without it, galaxies shouldn't exist. That alone is unsettling. But Webb observations are now suggesting dark matter may have organized cosmic structure incredibly early. Almost like hidden scaffolding guiding galaxy formation. Think about that. The visible universe may only be a tiny fraction of what's actually out there. Most of reality could be invisible. And humanity barely understands any of it. AI starts finding strange patterns, then artificial intelligence entered the story. Modern astronomy relies heavily on AI systems. There's simply too much data for humans to process manually. So machine learning systems scan deep space observations searching for anomalies. And recently, AI began identifying repeating structures and unexpected galaxy relationships hidden inside Webb datasets. Patterns humans initially overlooked. That doesn't mean AI but it does raise a terrifying possibility. What if the universe contains structures so massive and complex, human brains struggle to recognize them naturally? Because AI doesn't see reality the way we do. It sees mathematics, correlations, patterns. And if those patterns start suggesting our cosmological models are incomplete, that becomes deeply uncomfortable. The cosmic web theory scientists already know galaxies connect through enormous filaments spanning the universe. A gigantic cosmic web. But web observations are making some researchers wonder whether this web formed earlier than expected. Much earlier. And the scale is horrifying. Entire galaxy superclusters connected across incomprehensible distances. Almost like neurons. Or circuitry. Online communities immediately noticed the comparison. Images of cosmic structures began circulating beside neural networks inside the human brain. And honestly, the similarities looked disturbing. Now scientifically, that does not prove the universe is alive. But psychologically? People couldn't stop thinking about it. Because humans fear one idea more than almost anything else. That reality may be stranger than human minds can emotionally process. The paranoia builds as more discoveries emerged. People started asking dangerous questions. What if the Big Bang wasn't the true beginning? What if unknown physics accelerated structure formation? What if our measurements of time itself are incomplete? And then came the scariest theory of all. What if the universe is designed to appear understandable until you look too closely? That idea spread rapidly through online science communities. Especially after multiple astronomers publicly admitted Webb data is forcing them to reconsider major cosmological assumptions. And when scientists start saying things like, "We may need new physics," people panic. Because historically, those moments change civilization forever. The existential fear here's the truth almost nobody likes admitting. Humanity desperately wants the universe to make sense. We want equations, rules, predictability. But James Webb keeps revealing a cosmos that feels increasingly alien. Ancient galaxies appearing too early. Massive structures forming too fast. Invisible dark matter shaping reality. And every answer seems to create even bigger questions. That uncertainty affects people emotionally. Because deep down, we're realizing something uncomfortable. The universe may not be built for human understanding. And maybe it never was. Final reveal, but the most terrifying part is this. James Webb is only getting started. The telescope has years of observations ahead. Meaning the discoveries happening right now could be tiny compared to what comes next. Imagine what happens if Webb finds even older galaxies. More impossible structures. Evidence that cosmic evolution happened faster than physics allows. At some point, scientists may be forced to admit something humanity isn't prepared to hear. That our current understanding of reality is incomplete. Maybe future discoveries will solve everything. Maybe these galaxies have perfectly ordinary explanations. Or maybe, humanity is standing at the edge of a scientific revelation so enormous, it changes how we see existence itself. And somewhere out there, beyond the deepest galaxies James Webb can currently observe, the universe is still hiding secrets we cannot even imagine. Which leaves one final terrifying question. What happens when we finally discover how